It's true, Orande, that Pops had you riding the bench in fantasy football?
Yeah, he definitely had me ride the bench the first couple of weeks.
Tell us the backstory.
So I'd never even, talked to him about fantasy football, whether he was going to get me or not. And then we played the Colts, and I had 7, 8 catches, 164 yards, and a touchdown. And I got a lot of fantasy points for that. I scored 30-something, and I'm just sitting on his bench. And, he's talking about it's a lot of points left on the board. And the next time I saw him was the Vikings game on Thursday night.
And by that point, he was starting you.
No. He still wasn't starting. No, he's still not.
Oh, wow. Pops.
So who does he have starting over you then?
I don't even know. I didn't even ask him who was on his team.
That's unbelievable.
Welcome back to Why is Draymond Green, talking about football with me, Jordan Schultz, presented by Fanatics Sportsbook. I'm NFL insider Jordan Schultz, and I'm joined as always by NBA champ and NFL superfan Draymond Green. Happy New Year's from all of us here at the show. Draymond, any New Year's resolutions for 2026?
No, I don't have any New Year's resolutions for 2026. Those
Good.
never
I'm not a
work.
New Year's resolution guy.
No, they never work. I stopped making New Year's
works.
resolutions a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you want to do something, you can do it on March 1st,
Do it.
2026. You also can do it on March 21st.
Yeah.
New Year's resolutions, I feel like, is fake, guys. So I don't have any.
And DG is all real, so that's just a reality. We are excited to have a very special guest on for our New Year's show. Chargers standout rookie tight end Orande Godson II. Out of Syracuse, he's had a really, really strong rookie year. That interview is next after a quick word from our friends at Fanatics. Other sports books just don't hit right, but Fan Cash makes switching to Fanatics Sportsbook easy. Only Fanatics gives you up to 10% back on all bets, win or lose. You can use your Fan Cash to unlock the world of Fanatics for more bets, to tickets, to memorabilia, and one-of-a-kind experiences that only Fanatics can offer. Don't leave rewards on the table this football season.
Switch to Fanatics Sportsbook and let the fan cash roll in. Winning hits different here.
Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777. Massachusetts, call 800-327-5050. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Maryland, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatics Sportsbook app. Hashtag Fanatics Sportsbook Partner. Very excited to welcome to the show Chargers standout rookie tight end Orande Godson II. Orande, it's an absolute pleasure. I gotta ask, is it fair to say you were a very good or even great basketball player?
No, I could never make a left hand layup early on in my career, so I could never really be the player I wanted to be. But one thing I'm gonna do when I do play basketball is I'm gonna grab a rebound. I'm gonna play some defense. I can handle the ball a little, but really that scoring, the shooting I can make maybe if I take 10 threes, maybe 3, but I can finish at the rim better.
Listen, one thing about it, Orande, if you can rebound the basketball, there's always a spot for you on the basketball
Every
court.
time we play pickup, I'm a top pick because they know I'm not going to ball hog and shoot the ball. I'm going to get the rebound, pass it back out.
Yeah.
I'm going to get back out.
Listen, everyone wants to play with a guy like that. They want to be on the team with a guy like that who's going to set screens, rebound, do all the dirty work. So there's always a place. But also, I learned in high school, from Joe Dumars. He told me, he said, Draymond, the one skill that always translates from high school to college to the NBA. If you can rebound in high school, you can rebound in college. If you can rebound in college, you can rebound in the NBA. So there's a spot for you, brother. That's all I'm saying.
For sure.
There's a spot. You played lacrosse in high school?
I played lacrosse early on, probably like 2nd grade all the way to 10th. And I only stopped playing in 10th grade because my coach was either like, you could either keep playing lacrosse and we need you to be here for the summer workouts. But, football, we also have summer workouts. So he was like, you got to choose one or the other. So, I'm going to choose football. That's what I do.
So interestingly enough, I'm interested in it at least. What's the culture in lacrosse? Like, for instance, when I'm growing up, I know who OJ Mayo is. You know who LeBron is. Like, you know the players, the top players before you. What is the culture in lacrosse? Like, for instance, would you have been familiar with Pat Spencer when he was playing lacrosse?
No, I wouldn't have. The one dude my dad told me about, and we went to the same college, was Jim Brown. So
Syracuse.
he was amazing.
Yes.
You know, Syracuse
Yes.
guy. He was amazing at lacrosse. Some say he was one of the best. And you know, he just run through with the stick. You know, he'd have the net on his face, just run through everybody like he do at running back and just shoot it. And that's what I did early on. And then I started playing defense, playing a little bit, you know, more physical, getting ready for the football season.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Jim Brown is one of the greatest, not only running backs, but athletes ever. Incredible in every sport, football, lacrosse, baseball. The man was in soccer. He did everything. What was your experience like at Syracuse playing in the Dome? Obviously, it has a great basketball tradition. I think an underrated football tradition. What did you like about Syracuse, or even love?
The first thing that you named was the Dome. I was very grateful, you know, that we had a Dome. Coming from Fort Lauderdale, I had never really seen snow before coming up, so playing in the snow is definitely going to be a big factor to choosing where I was going to go. And you know, all the people that I met along the way, you know, the schooling that they have, they obviously have, you know, one of the top, you know, business schools, top communication schools. A lot of guys that's on, you know, TNT, ESPN. You know, all those television networks all go to Syracuse Communication School to learn. Being able to be a part of that was great. And obviously, like you said, great history, especially in basketball, lacrosse, and football. We've got some quarterbacks. We got some quarterbacks from Syracuse. You know, Don McPherson. You know, we got Donovan McNabb. You know, I think we got Kyle McCord right now. Great quarterback whenever he get his chance. You know, dudes in the past like Marvin Harrison. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot of great players that have, you know, came out. Lynn Swan has came out, Steelers Hall of Famer.
That's,
you know,
Yes,
DG's
Lord.
guy. Yep.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah, there's great players all around. You walk through new facility that we got. It's really showcasing all the new and all the old history that we had in our program.
Funny thing you just said that takes me back to college. You talked about Syracuse Communication School, and when I got to school, I'm like, yo, I just want to play basketball. Like, I'm trying to get to the NBA. And my major was communications. And I did it for two reasons. I was like, well, I can speak well, so communications will be like, I'll go into communications because I can speak well.
Mm-hmm.
And like, communications has to be easy. Like, it got to be an easy major. So I'm going to just go into communications because it's going to be easy.
Yeah.
And when I went into communications, I quickly found out that I had one public speaking class. I had one other class in the entire curriculum, you know, that you actually got up to speak like on a mic or as you're speaking, you know, and in front of a camera. Like, so two classes out of the entire curriculum. And it was like math involved in communications and like all of these different classes. It was insanely hard. And I found out that Michigan State had the #2 communication school in America at the time, at least, and they were behind Syracuse. So that was my first experience and knowledge of knowing how great Syracuse Communication School was.
Yeah, I kind of had the same thing. When I got to Syracuse, they were like, you have a high enough GPA to even get into the curriculum that they have, into the communication school. You got to have high enough GPA. You got to write essays, all this stuff to get even into that just part of Syracuse. So I was like, why not? I mean, they're like, if you want to try it later on, you got a lesser chance of making it. So I'm like, I'm going to just do it now while I can coming out of high school. And like you said, I had the public speaking class. What wasn't the biggest, you know, person to go up in front of everybody and speak. And it just wasn't for me. I did it for my first year, my freshman year, and I dropped it at the end. I got into economics and finance, and I just rolled with that from there on out. Summer of my sophomore year all the way on.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Arande, that's a great answer. Yeah, that's great. Arande, walk us through your decision to stay at Syracuse and not transfer for potentially a bigger NIL deal.
Yeah, obviously, when I came into college, NIL had just started, and you know, Syracuse, we weren't getting any my first 2 years.
Right.
So you know, we were just getting how